The year is 1942. America is bracing for action in the Second World War. It's been 2 years since Hitler invaded Poland and the world is in turmoil. On the surface, it appears as though Germany has the upper hand. They've occupied vast swaths of Europe, defeated France, and appear poised to dominate the continent. Across the Atlantic, Adolf Hitler is riding high, gloating about his victories and boasting of future conquests. But the German dictator has no idea that a deadly storm is brewing, a storm that will change the world forever. And now back to our story. Deep in the heart of the United States, in a secluded laboratory, a group of scientists is on the verge of making a discovery that will change the course of human history. Little do they know, they are engaged in a race against time and against the Nazis, a race to unlock the secrets of the atom. What these scientists don't know is that in just 3 years, the world will never be the same again. America will wield a weapon so powerful it will force the Japanese to surrender unconditionally, a weapon that will forever change the balance of world power. But before we dive into the details, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer audacity of this undertaking. These scientists are about to delve into the very core of matter. They are about to unlock the power that holds the universe together, and they have no idea what they're about to unleash. Fast forward to today, and we know the outcome of this race. We know that the Americans won, and that they created a weapon of mass destruction. A weapon that would go on to define the latter half of the 20th century. But at the time, no one knew what the outcome would be. The Manhattan Project was a gamble that would pay off in the most extraordinary way. Imagine if the scientists had failed. Would Germany have beaten them to the punch? Would the Nazis have dominated Europe and changed the world order? Or would the war have turned out differently altogether? Let's take a closer look at the players in this game of scientific chess. First, there was Albert Einstein. Perhaps the most famous scientist of all time, Einstein was a genius who had already changed the world with his theories of relativity. But he was also a humanitarian who feared the consequences of war. That's why he penned a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, urging him to invest in atomic research and beat the Germans to the bomb. Then there was J. Robert Oppenheimer. He was a brilliant theoretical physicist who would lead the Manhattan Project. He was a man with a heavy burden, a man who would come to be known as the father of the atomic bomb. And let's not forget about Enrico Fermi. He was an Italian-American physicist who made significant contributions to the development of the first nuclear reactor. His work paved the way for the creation of the atomic bomb. So the stage was set. The players were in place. All that was missing was the game plan. And that's where the military came in. The U.S. military was eager to harness the power of the atom for their own advantage. They saw the potential of nuclear weapons and were willing to invest the resources to make it happen. The military provided the funding, the security, and the logistics needed to make the Manhattan Project a reality. But even with all of these pieces in motion, the road ahead was fraught with challenges. The scientists faced numerous obstacles. They had to overcome technical challenges, political hurdles, and ethical dilemmas. But through it all, they persevered. They worked tirelessly, driven by a sense of urgency and a desire to make history. The competition with the Germans was fierce, and the stakes couldn't be higher. If the Americans lost the race, the consequences would be dire. The world order would be changed forever. The military was eager to deploy the weapon and end the war quickly. But the scientists knew that they couldn't rush the process. They had to take their time and get it right. The success of the Manhattan Project depended on it. As the scientists worked tirelessly in the labs, the world around them was changing. The war was raging on, and the stakes were getting higher. But inside the labs, there was a sense of camaraderie, a sense of purpose. The scientists were united by a common goal, and they were determined to succeed. They worked day and night, often sacrificing their personal lives and their own safety. They were driven by a sense of duty, a sense of pride, and a sense of wonder. Finally, after years of hard work and countless setbacks, it was time for the ultimate test. The scientists had created a device that would change the world forever. They had created the atomic bomb. The first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, and the world would never be the same again. The bomb's impact was devastating, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. It was a demonstration of the incredible power of nuclear weapons and a warning to the rest of the world. The second bomb was dropped on Nagasaki 3 days later, and Japan surrendered on September 2, 1945. The war was over, and the atomic age had begun. But the story doesn't end there. The Manhattan Project had far-reaching implications that extended beyond the end of World War II. It ushered in the nuclear age and sparked the beginning of the Cold War. It also raised ethical questions about the use of nuclear weapons and the responsibilities of scientists. Moreover, the Manhattan Project led to significant advancements in other areas of science and technology. Nuclear power, medical imaging, and materials science all benefited from the research and development that took place during the Manhattan Project. In conclusion, the Manhattan Project was a monumental undertaking that changed the course of human history. It led to the creation of the atomic bomb and ushered in the nuclear age. The scientists involved in the project faced numerous challenges, but their perseverance and dedication paid off. The project's legacy extends far beyond the end of World War II and continues to shape our world today. It reminds us of the incredible power of human ingenuity and the importance of ethical considerations in scientific research. As we reflect on the Manhattan Project, let's take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of the scientists who made it possible. Let's remember the sacrifices they made and the risks they took. Let's also recognize the ethical dilemmas they faced and the lessons we can learn from their experiences. The Manhattan Project was a defining moment in human history, and its impact will be felt for generations to come. If you're interested in learning more about the Manhattan Project, we highly recommend checking out these videos. They delve deeper into various aspects of this fascinating topic and provide further insights into the creation of the atomic bomb and its aftermath. Lastly, we want to hear from you. What do you think was the most significant aspect of the Manhattan Project? How do you think it changed the course of history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support means everything to us and helps us continue producing quality content on historical events like the Manhattan Project. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.